All right, you clicked on this video because you're in New Mexico and you're looking for sales jobs, hiring in New Mexico. I got great news for you. I'm going to give you 2 really solid tips too. Or you're outside of New Mexico and you're like, man, I'm thinking about moving to New Mexico. I like it. I like the sound of New Mexico. Before I think about moving there, are there sales jobs? I got you. Yes. The answer is yes. By the way, hi, my name's Matt Easton. I'm the founder of Easton University. It's the most effective sales training in the world. I work with a lot of the employers in New Mexico, okay? So I know there's a ton of great sales jobs hiring right now in New Mexico. I want to share with you 2 super powerful tips, okay, in helping you get hired. And I'm going to give you 1 tip. You can make a lot more money in New Mexico right now than you probably thought. The bar, you're probably setting your bar here. It's actually like way up here, okay? How do I know all this? Again, I'm the founder of Easton University, the most effective sales training in the world. Let me give you these 2 tips, okay? Tip number 1. If you're thinking about working in New Mexico, you're going to go on to LinkedIn. You're going to see a bunch of sales jobs that are hiring right now. If you haven't worked in sales before, or for some reason your self-esteem, your sales process hasn't been what it should have been in the past, you haven't been a top performer, and you're like, I just want to make 50K a year, I just want to make 75K a year. If I made 90 grand, I'd be happy. Please, you're better than that. Let's take that bar and let's elevate it. It is just as easy to get hired in New Mexico at 150, 200, 300K total comp a year than it is to get hired for a sales job in New Mexico at 50 or 75K. Okay? If you really want to work for that amount of money because you're feeling charitable, go for it. But if you're like, hey, $250,000 sounds a little bit better if it's the same amount of work, the same interview process, I need to show them the same skills to get hired, I'd rather make the 250 than 75K, boom, go for it. It's the exact same process. I've worked with thousands and thousands of people helping them get hired. It's the same process, okay? Your probability of getting a yes or a no is basically the same. Now, your probability is very high in getting a yes if you can prove to them that you have a sales process, like the one that we teach. Hey, I've got my CMSC credential. I'm a certified master sales consultant. Once you have a sales process, you know what questions to ask. You know how to handle objections, handle complaints. You know the difference between an objection and a complaint. You know how to make proposals. You know how to prospect. Most importantly, you know how to close. It's very easy for you to get hired, okay? So let's step the bar up and apply for those jobs that are paying a lot more money. You're worth it. You deserve it. Once you've got a sales process, you can get hired for those. Tip number 2. Okay, this is life-changing. If I never speak with you again, if I never meet you in person, if you never call our offices and I don't get a chance to talk to you personally, you're welcome on tip number 2, okay? There's nobody else in the world that's going to let you know this. I'm your friend. I'm going to let you know this. For every job that's hiring right now in New Mexico, and there's a ton of them, there's basically an infinite amount of other jobs that you could create that aren't hiring right now. What does he mean by that? Here's what I mean by that. If you have a sales process, if you've been trained, it's very easy for you to prospect. We teach you how to prospect. It's very easy for you to call into these New Mexico employers and say, hey, based on my understanding of your current situation, did some research, know where you want to take the company. It might make sense for us to talk about the capabilities that I have because I believe I've got the capabilities you need to take top-line revenue and sales to the next level. You can literally organically create these conversations with senior leadership and create a job for yourself. If you were my student, that's what I would recommend that you do. Why? When you create a job, that job is not sitting on Monster. That job's not sitting on LinkedIn. They're not like totally burnt out because they've had to talk to 84 other people that don't have a sales process interviewing for that job, and they like are falling asleep at their desk during these job interviews, okay? It's just you. You're creating the job. Here's the other thing that's really wonderful about not having competition. You can set the bar in terms of total comp a lot higher because there's not 484 other people applying for that job, okay? So please, if I never talk to you again, don't limit yourself to just the jobs that are hiring right now in New Mexico. Get a sales process. Get some sales training. Use that sales training to get hired. If the sales training is worth anything, you should be able to use it very easily to get job offer after job offer after job offer. If you've had sales training in the past and you're like, hey, I read all of Joe's books and I took the classes and I did all theirs, I don't know what to do next. That wasn't sales training, okay? Look at our system, okay? If you're not going to use our system, go find one that works, all right? Use your training, use your certification to go find a job in New Mexico. The sky is the limit for you. I believe in you. If you want to talk to me, if you want to talk to our people, office number is 800-628-1456. And if you're serious about sales, I want you to check this out. The world of sales has completely changed. Today's customer has access to more information. Today's customer has more choices. The business world needs you. Studies have shown that 84% of salespeople fail to achieve their goals. The old sales training, well, it just doesn't work today. I'd like to teach you how to take the stress out of selling in a way that's meaningful to you and your customers and get you 7 times more business. I'll show you how the perfect sales process works. I'm gonna walk you through everything from prospecting to closing the deal. I'm gonna show you how to determine your prospects' wants and their needs so you can build value in your solutions. You will learn how to handle any objection or complaint. I'm gonna show you how to connect with your customer so it's easy for them to buy from you. I've taught the best companies in the world and thousands of people just like you how to hit their targets. Selling is complicated. I'll simplify it for you. There's more competition than ever before. I'm gonna show you how to be number one. All of a sudden, your career is gonna make perfect sense, even if you've never worked in sales or the corporate world before. And for the advanced sales professionals, I'm gonna show you how to take things to the next level. Easton University is a new, simple, step-by-step process that's effective in any industry, large or small. You are about to become a certified master sales consultant. I'm Matt Easton, and this is Easton University.